I met another remarkable community person today, BJ Ayers. She is the Suicide Prevention Coordinator for the state of Wyoming, and she has founded the organization Grace for Two Brothers, which promotes awareness of suicide and promotes suicide prevention. And it's a remarkable story, partly because the brothers in Grace for Two Brothers are BJ's two sons. Her work is important, her story is courageous, and her talk today is entitled, "We Will Not Go Quietly." Please welcome BJ Ayers.
On the morning of December 1st, 2005, I found myself sitting in a small room next to the emergency room. My 19-year-old son, Brett, was there from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I remember the doctor came in and he was talking to me and nothing was making sense. It was like the Charlie Brown cartoon, you know, wah, 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 wah. But the 6 words that he said to me that I will never forget for the rest of my life: your son will not survive this. Before and after, it was 2 words that altered my life. Tragically, my oldest son, Bo, died at the age of 26 in August of 2009. He also died by suicide. Suicide is a public health issue. Wyoming is ranked first in the nation per capita for death by suicide. First in the nation. I have 2 words that I think of when I think about that. Wake up! Everybody needs to wake up. And so you're sitting there thinking, what can I do? This isn't my problem. But suicide is everyone's problem. So what can we do? There's 4 things that I'm going to ask you to do when you leave here tonight. 1 is to get educated. We can do nothing if we continue to do nothing. Suicide is preventable. So let's get educated and reduce that stigma. For those that are struggling, getting help is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. Please remember that. Learn the warning signs. Let's get educated about what that suicidal person is feeling. That emotional pain is just so crushing that they can't see any other way out. You know, it's not rocket science. We need to get educated, and then we need to get involved. How can we do that? There are so many ways. We can take a short little 60-minute class so we can actually say the word suicide. It's tough to say that. It takes an act of courage to ask someone. It takes an act of courage to take a step forward. But you are the hope. It begins with you. Please don't ever forget that. To someone who is struggling, hope begins with you. Get involved in your community. You have a great suicide prevention coalition here. Every community in Wyoming has some sort of prevention coalition. Get to the table, get involved, put your shirt sleeves up, and do something. If you are thinking about suicide, if you are struggling right now, I am begging you to take a step back. Please take a step back and reach your hand out for that help, because with help comes hope. And if we do those 2 things, guess what? We can make a difference. A young woman some years ago read a letter that I posted on Facebook because I was just so frustrated and I felt so helpless about what was going on in our community. And she sent me a message and said, "You saved my life today. You did that, BJ, because you posted that letter." And she said, "I was thinking of suicide." She was at our walk this year, just a couple of weeks ago, and she's doing great. And she found that hope, and then she found that help. So I'm asking all of you to do the same thing, to make a difference in someone's life, and that's just reaching within ourselves. Light that candle within yourself, because then that candle becomes that fire, and what we reflect out can help reflect back in. So light that fire within yourself, because if we do those 3 things, guess what? We can save a life. There are so many people struggling out there. We don't know what the issue is. We don't know what the problem is, but sometimes it's just asking. Just asking. Because together, guess what? We can make a difference. Do you believe that? We can make a difference. Are you with me now? Can we make a difference? You bet we can. Hope begins with you. So let's get educated, get involved, make a difference, save a life. Because guess what? We will not go quietly. Are you with me now? I said, are you with me now? Then let's shout it out. We will not go quietly. Thank you.